because it doesn't feel like they sat down and they went, what's the best Scream story we can tell? It feels like, ooh, we've got a dumpster fire. This thing imploded. So how do you win people back? You throw every name that you can at them. People are angry. What do we do? Let's bring everybody back.
If you've been anywhere on Twitter this week, you would have seen a gazillion tweets about all the things that are happening with the Scream franchise. It's like every character they've ever killed off is coming back. I've had some fun with some of these tweets. I'm sure you've seen them too, where it's just like, breaking news. Nosferatu just signed on for Scream 7. It's essentially got to that point. So while I do, like we talked about earlier, I'm a millennial. I do appreciate some good nostalgia. I saw that Courtney Cox is signing on. We got Matthew Lillard signing on. I'm excited for the movie. I know that they've had the production has been pretty much hell. They had a whole cast that were going a whole different direction with it. Then Melissa Barrera says one thing that Hollywood doesn't like, and she's blackballed. Jenna Ortega doesn't like it. She drops out. They lose their director, and they have to go a whole different direction. Well, now it sounds like they want to earn all their Scream fans back. They got Kevin Williamson, who wrote the first Scream. He's writing. He's directing this. They're bringing back, it seems like, everybody who's ever been in a Scream movie before 2015. And I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on this matter, because to me, there's pluses and minuses to it, but what I think kind of bothers me a little bit, at least from a fan's perspective, is I would have liked to have seen these things and not known about them beforehand.
Right. Well, first thing, I want to correct something.
Okay, correct something.
I'm correcting you for a good reason.
Okay.
Not just to be that guy, but
no, it's okay.
You said Kevin Williamson is writing and directing.
Yeah.
He's not writing it. He's not like, he's not writing the screenplay.
He's directing it.
He can come up with the story. He's directing it though.
Right. Okay.
And so and the reason that's important is because Kevin Williamson is a super famous writer,
yes,
not a super famous director. He has directed things. He's not new to it. But his writing, his wit is the thing that is like, and that was his, Wes Craven directed the earlier films. Yep. Kevin Williamson wrote them. And so the reason this is important to me is that all of this feels like we're trying to hire people with borrowed trust.
Right. So
Kevin Williamson, to Scream fans, has a lot of borrowed trust.
He does.
He's not even writing it. It's not like he was like, I got a great idea for a new Scream movie. No. How do you earn back the trust of frustrated Scream fans? You attach to them Kevin Williamson, despite the fact that he's not actually doing the thing that he's best at and the thing that he previously did in this franchise. That's the reason I wanted to specifically correct that.
Oh, that's good.
But then likewise, how do you earn trust? Let's bring back actors that people like. Yeah. So fans have been doing the Stu's alive forever. Like, this has been the internet fan theory since Scream 5 came out. Like, when's Stu coming back? When's Stu coming back? Mm-hmm. And then they announce it on the project where they're trying to earn trust. That, to me, is why all of this makes me so skeptical.
Sure.
Because it doesn't feel like they sat down and they went, what's the best Scream story we can tell? Mm-hmm. And then they went through everything and they went, all right, this is it. This is the best, interesting direction to go with the franchise. It feels like, we've got a dumpster fire. This thing imploded. It is really bad PR. You can just go on the internet, and there is a Jenna Ortega stands. That is not a small fan base. That is like, for a generation, she's one of the hottest actors out there, right there, actresses out there, and then only, benefited from Beetlejuice killing it, once again showing that she's a big deal, and she's not coming back. And the other star's not coming back, and the rationale doesn't feel right. Like, it's actively offensive to, in our polarized times where everybody does this. Yeah, this ties to one of those things for the last 2 years, had people doing this, and she picked a side that most people in the movie space agree with her position on it.
Sure.
And she was fired for it. And so that's like a double whammy. She was fired for something that a lot of people agreed with what she was saying.
Right.
That's a big dumpster fire of trouble and PR nightmare.
Right.
Plus, Jenna Ortega's gone. So how do you win people back? You throw every name that you can at them. Like, Nev, we wouldn't pay him enough on the last one.
Yep.
Well, here's that extra dump truck of money you asked for.
Yeah, here's the Brinks truck.
So Nev, yeah, right. So Nev's coming back. Nev, remember that she's actually coming. She's the star again. She's not just a cameo. She's the star again. You remember Kevin Williamson? Remember him? He's coming back too. He's not writing it, but he's coming back. He's the director. You know how you guys have been talking about Stu coming back? Stu's coming back, everybody. We got Stu coming back. We got everybody. Remember Scream 3? Everybody's wait, no, that's nobody's favorite. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Scott Foley's coming back too.
Yeah. And Emma Roberts is coming back. Yeah. It's I think you're right. It's probably putting up a lot of window dressing to disguise what's actually going on inside.
That's what's frustrating. That if we were doing the Melissa Jenna version of Scream 7 and they said Matthew Lillard was coming back, I'd be like, I'm cool with that. Let's see what they're doing. I've shown my son the first 2 Scream movies, and as I mentioned earlier, he's obsessed with Five Nights at Freddy's, and his favorite is the villain, played by Matthew Lillard. Yep. So he's like kind of obsessed with Matthew Lillard, and like every other kid in the last 20 years, of course, he's watched some Matthew Lillard Scooby-Doo.
Sure, of course.
So there's a lot there that I'd be like all for it, until it feels like it's desperation.
Yeah.
That it's the gimmick. It's, it's same thing with what the MCU is doing of like, we can't set up phase 6. We can't set up the next Avengers movie. We lost Kang. So what do? Let's bring back the writer, director, and star of the last movie.
Yeah.
What? Isn't this brilliant? This is so creative. Right. You're just doing what you did the last time. Like that's, and so, once again here, people are angry. What do? Let's bring everybody back.
Yep. Yeah, that's a lot. Those are some good points. I mean, of course we're going to see it, but I think it's going to be one of those where people are going to show up for the first weekend, because they're excited about it, but then they're going to get the buzz. Because I was actually, the newer ones weren't without their issues. I had some problems with those movies, but I also thought they were fun and it was heading in a cool direction. I was interested to see how they were going to finish it off.
Yeah, and in my mind, I think part of even why this is so weird and frustrating to me, I feel like the Scream franchise, it lends itself to doing all kinds of different things.
It does.
I think they've shackled themselves too much to one city and one set of characters. And you don't need to do that. The nature of the stories, and with Stab being in that universe, and so much of even the plot of the movies we do have is copycat killers. Right. That's just like the formula. You can go anywhere. You can tell a story, and you can do so much different commentary. You don't need to have Neve Campbell. You don't need to have Jenna Ortega. You don't have to have any of these people, and you can play around with it, and you can go way outside the box, but still deliver the Scream experience.
Sure.
A slasher whodunit that is self-aware.
Yep. Very meta. Meta before that was a popular phrase.
Right. Like that's the one that even kind of started so much of this stuff, Kevin Williamson.
Yeah.
But that's not what this feels like. This feels like something else. And in the comments, Cody Leach, my good friend, threw a comment that he said, Scream 7 is about to be the Deadpool and Wolverine level of fan service. And it's like,
I was actually correlating the two. I was thinking that might actually been been everyone's kind of take on it. But, the people that aren't paying attention to it, that maybe they're in for a nice surprise. But I think you and I are over film Twitter, and that's all it's been in my feed for the last.
Most of these clips are pulled from my Patreon live streams. I do about 6 live streams every single month for $2 per month, $20 per year. You can get access to all the exclusive videos and live streams for $5 per month. You get your name on my end card. At the top tier, you get a 30-minute video chat with me each month. The link down below in the description has more information.